the Valentine's Day helper. And now, attention. A riddle. In whispering woods, where hearts were made bright, some helpers worked hard in the dark of the night. With paws that were clever and eyes that could see, they made Valentine's gifts for each burrow and tree. Who am I thinking of? Let's test what you know. These nighttime workers putting on quite a show. Who could it be? Pick the right answer. The squirrels and blue jays working as a team. The mice, raccoons, and owls helping Pip's dream. The deer and chipmunks making special treats. And think about which animals are awake at night. You will find out the correct answer at the end of the story. Deep in whispering woods, where maple trees swayed and wildflowers dotted the forest floor, lived a young rabbit named Pip. He was known throughout the woods for his kind heart and helpful nature, but he had one small problem. He was terribly shy. As Valentine's Day approached, Pip watched his forest friends preparing their special celebrations. The blue jays collected bright red berries to decorate their nests. The deer gathered sweet clover to share with their families. And even the busy squirrels took breaks from collecting nuts to make heart-shaped patterns with acorns. But what made Pip's heart flutter most was seeing Rose, a gentle rabbit with soft brown fur and eyes that sparkled like morning dew. He had always wanted to give her a Valentine's Day gift, but whenever she hopped nearby, his ears would droop and he'd quickly disappear into his burrow. One chilly February morning, Pip overheard Rose talking to her friend, a young chipmunk named Charlie. "I wish I could make Valentine's Day special for all the animals in the forest," Rose sighed. "But it's too big a task for one rabbit." Pip's ears perked up. Maybe this was his chance to help Rose without having to speak directly to her. That night, while the other animals slept, Pip began working on a secret plan. He carefully collected the prettiest flowers he could find and tied them with soft grass into small bouquets. He gathered sweet berries and arranged them in large leaves. Using his clever paws, he even wove heart shapes from flexible twigs and decorated them with early spring blooms. But Pip knew he needed help to reach all the animals in time for Valentine's Day. Mustering his courage, he visited his friend Oliver, a wise old owl who was always awake at night. "Oliver," Pip whispered, explaining his plan, "I want to help Rose make Valentine's Day special for everyone, but I can't do it alone." The owl's eyes twinkled. "Sometimes the biggest acts of love come from many small acts of kindness working together," he hooted softly. Oliver spread the word to the nighttime animals, the mice, raccoons, and other owls. They all agreed to help, touched by Pip's thoughtful plan. For the next few nights, the forest was filled with quiet activity. The mice used their tiny paws to weave delicate grass ribbons. Raccoons used their clever fingers to arrange berries in heart patterns. The owls carried supplies to different parts of the forest, making sure no animal would be forgotten. On Valentine's Day morning, every animal in Whispering Woods woke up to find a special surprise outside their home. There were flower bouquets for the birds' nests, berry arrangements for the deer families, and decorated twig hearts for the squirrels. Even the smallest field mice received tiny bouquets of violets tied with grass ribbons. Rose couldn't believe her eyes when she emerged from her burrow. The whole forest had been transformed into a Valentine's Day celebration. But how? She wondered aloud, her nose twitching with curiosity. Charlie the chipmunk, who had helped spread the word among the day animals, smiled knowingly. "Sometimes the kindest hearts are the quietest ones," he said, glancing toward Pip's burrow. Rose hopped over to Pip's home, where she found him pretending to be just waking up. "Pip," she said softly, "did you do all this?" Pip's ears drooped shyly, but he managed a small nod. I heard you wanted to make Valentine's Day special for everyone," he stammered. "I thought maybe we could all help make your wish come true." Rose's eyes sparkled brighter than ever. "That's the sweetest thing anyone has ever done," she said. "Would you like to help me deliver the rest of these valentines to the late sleeping animals?" Pip's heart leapt with joy. Together, they spent the morning sharing the remaining valentines, and Pip discovered that talking to Rose wasn't so scary after all. They talked about their favorite flowers, the best spots to find sweet clover, and how wonderful it felt to make others happy. That evening, all the forest animals gathered in the central clearing for a Valentine's Day celebration. They shared stories about their morning surprises, and everyone agreed it was the most special Valentine's Day the forest had ever seen. Oliver the owl, watching from his branch, smiled wisely. He knew that Pip had given the forest more than just valentines. He had shown them that love grows bigger when it's shared, and that even the shyest heart can touch many others with kindness. From that day forward, Pip wasn't quite so shy anymore. He had learned that sometimes the best way to overcome your fears is to focus on making others happy. And every Valentine's Day after that, he and Rose worked together to create special surprises for their forest friends, showing that the greatest gift of all is bringing joy to others. The end. And now, the correct answer to the riddle. The correct answer is the mice, raccoons, and owls. The mice, raccoons, and owls were Pip's special nighttime helpers. The mice wove grass ribbons, the raccoons arranged berries, and the owls carried supplies throughout the forest. The squirrels, blue jays, deer, and chipmunks are actually daytime animals who were sleeping while all the Valentine's preparations were happening. Hope you enjoyed it.